Hi all, welcome back to Enchanting English. In this video, we are going to take a look at different modal auxiliaries which are used to convey hypothetical conditions. This video is going to be interesting to you, so please do watch the video till the end. Let us learn how would, could, should, must and might are used with have and past participle to convey different meanings. These are used to talk about things that did not happen in the past. And there are many situations when we really get confused which is the correct modal verb to be used there. Let's look at the first one, could, have plus past participle. Remember, whenever we use all these modal auxiliaries with have, we use only past participle form. So what do you mean by past participle form? That is the third form of the verb. I hope you are able to recall it. For example, if you have sing, sang, sung, the third form is called past participle. So in this structure, we make use of only past participle form. Now, what meaning does could have plus past participle convey? It means that something was possible in the past, or you had the ability to do something in the past but you did not do it. Let's look at this example. I could have helped her with some money but I was not generous enough. Imagine your friend approached you asking for some money but you didn't give it. After a few days, when you recollect this, when you recall this, you feel you could have helped her with some money but you were not generous enough at that point of time. Let's look at this example now. India could have won the match but the team didn't try harder. This speaks about something which did not happen. You speak about the ability that the Indian players had. They didn't make use of the ability and hence they did not win the match. Look at this example now. You could have spoken to me but you didn't do. It was possible for you to speak to me but you didn't do. This is the meaning that you convey there. Look at the last example for the structure. I could have reached the station on time if I had started early. So here reaching the station was not possible because I did not start early. Here you mean to say that if you had started early, you could have reached the station on time. There was a possibility of reaching there on time, but you didn't do that and hence you couldn't reach the station on time. Let us now look at the next modal auxiliary verb, would, used with have and past participle form. You know that the structure is mainly used in conditional clause type 3, in third conditional clause. Something you wanted to do but you didn't do in the past is conveyed using would, have plus past participle form. Let's look at the example now. We have, if she had invited me, I would have attended the party. You mean to say that you wanted to attend the party but you didn't do that because she did not invite you. So here you convey the same. Look at another example. I would have written to him but I didn't get time. In fact, you wanted to write to him but you did not get time. That is the meaning that you convey here. Let's look at the third one, should have plus past participle form. What does this convey? When you give advice to someone, you can make use of the structure should have plus past participle. Or when you want to express your regret for something that you did or you did not do, you can make use of the same structure. So when you speak about others, it's advice. When you speak or when you refer to yourself, it is a kind of regret. Look at the example, you should have given up smoking. Imagine you have a friend who is addicted to smoking and now recently he is diagnosed with cancer or something like that. You may give him an advice. You should have given up smoking, my dear friend. Now you didn't do that and I am worried about your poor health. So you are giving advice to your friend. Look at another example. I should have spoken gently to my colleague. Imagine you had a quarrel with your colleague. The previous day you had a quarrel with your colleague. And the next day when you think about the whole matter, you are filled with regret. You feel that you did not speak gently. In fact, you spoke rudely to your colleague. And now you are filled with regret. You feel sorry for what you did. And hence you say, I should have spoken to my colleague gently. Look at another example. You should have submitted the assignment on time. A teacher would utter the sentence to a student. The teacher would say, you should have submitted the assignment on time. The teacher means to say, you didn't submit the assignment on time. I wish you had submitted it on time so that I would have given you the full marks. So it's an advice to the student. Let's look at another structure, that is must have plus past participle. So what does this convey? It conveys guess or deduction. So we can use it when we are sure of what happened in the past. When we are sure of what happened in the past, we'll make use of must have plus past participle construction. Let us look at examples now. My father must have left now. Imagine somebody asks you about your father, wants to know whether your father is at home or not. Then you may say, no, my father must have left now. You know that your father usually leaves by 9 o'clock and it's 10 o'clock now. So you know that he has left. So you say that your father must have left now. You are almost sure that by 10 o'clock your father will leave, and hence you say my father must have left now. Let's look at another example. Sheila must have copied the answers from Susan. When a teacher finds two answers almost the same with no difference in words used and everything, the teacher may say, when the teacher is sure, 100% sure, the teacher may say, I think Sheila must have copied the answers from Susan. When teacher has got a proof or evidence, she will definitely say Sheila must have copied the answers from Susan. So when she is sure, she'll make use of must have. I have another example for you. Look at this. The thieves must have used a key. When a police officer enters a scene of a robbery and he doesn't find any other evidence, he might say, the thieves must have used a key. All the doors were locked. Nothing is broken. And hence the only possibility is that the thieves have used a key. And when the police officer is 100% sure, he would say the thieves must have used a key. Now comes the next structure, might have plus past participle form. Look at this. How does this change the meaning of the sentence? When we believe it is possible that the action happened, but we don't know, we are not that sure, we are not that certain, we make use of might have plus past participle construction. Let us look at examples. He might have gone to the theatre. So when do you utter the sentence? Imagine you have a friend and your friend spoke to you about his intention to go to the theatre and watch the latest movie. He spoke to you that he would go to the theatre. You may say, I think my friend might have gone to the theatre. You mean to say that you are not 100% sure that your friend has gone to the theatre. It is also possible that he has gone to the shop now. That's why he is not there at home now. So if you are not completely sure, but there is a chance that this might have happened, you would say he might have gone to the theatre. So here you also mean that it is also possible that he has gone to the shop. Let's look at another example. Joseph might have booked a ticket for me. Joseph might have booked a ticket for me. You are not sure. You are not completely sure that he has booked a ticket for me, but there is a possibility that he would do it. You would say Joseph might have booked a ticket for me. You also mean that maybe Joseph's cousin would have booked, or his friend would have booked. You are not sure exactly who booked. You would say Joseph might have booked it. Now look at another example. She might have left the purse in the hotel. Suppose you went to the hotel the previous day with your family members, and when you come back, you come to know that your mother's purse is missing. Then you recollect what all happened, and then you may say, oh, it is possible that she might have left the purse in the hotel. But you are not 100% sure, because the hotel is not the only place that you went the previous day. You went to many other places also. So there is possibility that the purse was left in another place also. But you feel that more chances are there that the purse is left in the hotel. Okay. So hence we make use of the structure might have. You are not that certain, but you feel that may be the possibility, and hence you say she might have left the purse in the hotel. I believe you found today's session useful. If you found the content useful, please do click the like button. I've tried a new method today to record my video. Please do comment about it. Also, please do share. And if you are not my subscriber, please do subscribe. Continue watching the videos. Thank you for watching. Love learning. Keep growing.